I was thinking about it. You know, I'm an introvert. Like I'm a painfully and always have been a painfully sort of interior person.
You can change that as much as you want. If you packed everything up, like cut the internet off and moved to a new town, like who would you be there? If you wake up every day, you have a capacity to be great.
Ask you something. Is the next 30 seconds guaranteed?
Yeah, never.
Never.
You have to answer every day when you go to bed. Were you a good person? Were you kind? Did you care about others? Or were you selfish and only thought about what you wanted?
Continuing to ask questions in like a kind or positive way.
If I can create a spot where people can come together.
Stay off the internet, stop researching, because all you're going to do is get in your head.
I did what everybody does when they're about to die, I started praying.
This might be my last fork in the road.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
Exactly. Welcome to our journey,
Where open dialogue and curiosity are the only requirements.
whether it be serious or lighthearted,
Music, heroing stories,
aliens.
or politics or comedic debauchery.
We attempt to peel the layers back and connect together in a way that's genuine and honest.
Without any script or idea what the hell is going to happen.
This is organic, curious, human interaction.
We thank you for joining us and ask if you enjoy the show, please do all the things that social media requires for its more ridiculous algorithms.
The like button, follow, subscribe, comment, and review.
And although we may have a disdain for algorithms, it's how the internets work.
But if you have as much disdain for them as we do, you can visit the website, chroniccuriosity.com. The link is in the description. You can find all of our stuff there.
And the store, Tony, which you can pick yourself up some fantastically curious merchandise.
Welcome to Chronic Curiosity.
And here we go.
It's almost like peppery, dude. Like a grapefruit pepper.
Pepper?
Yeah. Like a pepper flavor.
Pepper? Like a green pepper?
No. Like a crushed pepper. Like black pepper.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, it's at the tail end of it. The grapefruit's up front, and then I get like a real back of the throat pepper.
Huh, I've never thought that. It's interesting. Shout out to Waterloo.
Shout out to Waterloo. Sorry, Napoleon.
Napoleon. Why Napoleon?
Wasn't the Battle of Waterloo?
Oh,
his demise.
Was it?
Better look that shit up, bro.
I don't know much about Napoleon.
Other than he was tiny.
Yeah, and he's got great bow staff skills.
Yeah.
Bow staff, nunchuck skills, bow staff skills,
Nunchuck skills. Tina, you fat slap.
Yeah. It's dinner, fat lard. I don't taste the pepper, but oh well.
It's at the very back end.
I don't know. So what are we talking about today, Tone?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, what you got on your mind?
Not too much. Just chilling. Just eating good breakfast.
Looking like ready to go on a
Tropic Thunder.
tropical safari.
Tropic Thunder. Maybe Cass has something on her mind.
Yeah, maybe.
For what?
What were we talking about?
Topics of discussion. You got anything good? Got anything gnawing at your cerebrum there?
No, it's pretty empty.
Pretty. That's like kids like always like, hey Dad, do you think? And there's always like this long pause. I'm like, no, try not to. It hurts too much. And she's like, well, maybe to spit it out, you know.
So I need to get someone on the show. He's friends with Glenn, and I've talked about him before. I think he owns like an insurance company, but he did an ayahuasca trip recently.
Oh, really?
And he said it was life-changing.
I bet.
He said it was life-changing. So
yeah, we should definitely get him on the show. I'd like to, because I've never talked to someone personally. I've heard a lot of accounts.
Yeah,
but I've never actually personally talked to someone who did it.
It was expensive.
I bet he go down to Mexico for it? Or
No, I think he went to Michigan.
Oh, they doing it? Are they doing it in Michigan now?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
With the shaman. But yeah, it was a pretty penny. I was like, I'm not paying that much to do that.
That much, huh?
Yeah.
Probably paying for the whole experience, or I don't know.
Bro, I better get a shaman for like personal shaman for 3 months for what he paid.
Oh, really?
I mean, it wasn't that much, but it was that much.
Oh.
I think it was like 5 G's or something.
I mean, if you have the money,
No, I know for sure.
it's no different than anything else people, quote unquote, waste their money on.
Yeah. I did see also that I think it's 2 different drug manufacturers are working on a formulation of ibogaine for substance abuse.
Yeah, there's a lot more talk about that.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting.
I think it's super interesting.
It makes sense. I mean, I don't know. You hear all this other stuff. Like, when people hear that stuff, they think, "Oh, that's crazy," this, that, whatever. But
I mean,
how's
all
it-
drugs were crazy before we found out what they did.
right? How's it any crazier than any of the other drugs that they pump people full of that are just made in a lab? What's crazier?
Yeah,
You know, like I think it's worth a debate, or at least that brings out the conspiracy theorist in me. Because I'm like, all right, why are all these things that seemingly
work.
help people out or are non, life threatening or
You mean like THC?
right? Like, why was that illegal? It's
Yeah.
like because they want to, the pharmaceutical companies want to sell you something.
Not only illegal, but made a Schedule 1 substance.
Yeah, insane. It's coming back though, right? I mean, we're
Yeah.
starting to, along with everything else. I saw an article the other day where it was, I want to say a group out of Australia, maybe.
Put another shrimp on the bob.
Yeah. And it was a guy that was around here. It might have been, I can't remember if it was, I don't think it was CNN. It might have been, was it a New York Post article? I don't know. But it was an article that was talking about this group. I can't remember who they were.
Something that was going to get blocked by Zuckerberg, it sounds like.
No. This was a group that is trying to decriminalize incest. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Like, that is a sticky topic right there. Like,
Ooh,
that's
interesting way to phrase that.
no. Well, like, on one hand, I'm like, all right, like, is that really something that should be illegal? Like, you can get put in prison for it. Like, I'm like,
I mean, I think sodomy's still illegal in certain states.
Yeah.
Like the Bible Belt.
yeah. But,
Like, don't put that D in that B. We'll arrest you.
yeah, like, so that seems like, all right, maybe it shouldn't be like necessarily like illegal where you get like charges pressed against you. Like you get thrown in jail.
Maybe you have to take like a genomic class saying, hey, here's why this is a bad idea if you get
Right.
pregnant, because maybe those 3 heads could fix our sound system.
Fuck, maybe. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes I don't know. I've been changing a bunch of stuff, so it might be really bad.
Some days you blast off. Some days you just smoke.
That's right. But it was the other argument on the other side was, a lot of, obviously it doesn't happen super frequently, but a lot of the times when it does happen in incestual relationships is there's some very, very high levels of like psychological abuse happening that's
Gotcha.
going on right there. Kind of like, was it like Stockholm syndrome,
syndrome.
where like the abductees will go back to their abductors or whatever. Like,
sympathize with them.
yeah. So like that I get, cause I could totally see that piece of it, but it was just interesting. I was like, what? They're really just going to bat for that, huh? Like that's,
Yeah, I figured that. I mean, I figured it came down to selection. Like, we have more people, and now you have a wider selection of who you can procreate with. So, probably not going to do that.
yeah, I mean,
Unless you're Joe Dirt.
you're my sister. You're my sister.
Dear Tay.
Yeah, but it was it was an interesting article though. I like, because I saw the headline. I'm like, what kind of fuckery is this? And I started reading. I was like, oh, this guy's like serious. Like they're super serious. And I'm like, oh, we're just like, have we just gotten to the point where we're just trying to find all the weirdest fucked up things to like sift through at this point?
Oh, dude, it's 375 AD or whatever it was. It's Rome, man. It's that hyper interest in like sexuality and debauchery and defining sexuality and all those things. And so it's just throw another ingredient in the pot, incest.
Yeah. Well, that, and I've seen a big push recently too for like, what was it, like a pedophilia isn't a choice, and they're like trying to like, some of the groups are like equating it to, you know, homosexuality or anything like that, where it's like, oh, this isn't.
Yeah, neither is my finger when it has an autonomic response and it shoots pedophiles.
Yeah, it's like, man, this is we're getting to weird zones at this point. I don't know what to do with it all.
I think we need to. It's not even weird. Like
I find it pretty weird.
I don't even know that it is weird. Like it's
just the course that.
How could anyone even justify that? And I say that with the full understanding of sometimes like the pedophilia comes from a crazy, crazy dark place. Those kids there's a long cycle of that, but I don't know, man. It just feels so wrong.
Well, it is wrong. So it's just like a psychopath or whatever. Like, they don't choose that, but that doesn't mean it's okay and they should be allowed to go do it. Like, you just got dealt a really shitty hand, but doesn't mean you should be allowed to go do those things.
So is this going back to like mental health, and like we need to have more treatment, we need to have more available people and treatments and understanding and education, and like the education that, hey, it's not okay, but maybe this is why it's happening, so let's solve the problem instead of slapping a Band-Aid on it, aka creating a label that says it's okay.
Right. Well, I think there's two very different like thoughts that my brain goes to, and this is, all right, it might not be something that you necessarily have a choice, quote unquote, but it's fairly easy to see, to go down the logical route of, okay, this is wrong. But the people that are trying to like make it not as a big deal, or like saying like, you know, this is a thing, like, was it like Lamba? Not Lamba, is it NAMBLA? There's been like people like tied to, I think it's NAMBLA. Was it National Association of Men Boy Lovers or something like that? Where it's a
Lady boys.
It's like, no, it's like a group that basically
North American Man Boy Love Association?
Yes.
That sounds very ancient Greek pedestry.
It is. But they're trying to like
bring it back.
It's a pedophilia and pedestry advocacy organization in the United States.
Not to be confused with ephebophilia.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Look that one up, Cassie. That's what Herbert was from Family Guy.
Oh, I don't know that.
What was it?
Ephebophilia. Hey there, cow. Why the long face? Mm.
But yeah, like there's actual groups out there that are trying to like normalize it. So then at the same time, then you have the other argument of going, okay, well, years ago, like homosexuality used to be, oh, it's not a choice, it's just a thing. And then it's like, so you have like this super, you know, conservatives going like,
yep,
this is just like homosexuality, you know what I mean? But like, it's like, all right, well, there's a line here. Like there's an area where these are consenting, understanding, and, you know, fully mentally functioning adults.
Yeah, I would say
versus
a child, not so much. Like,
right.
For you, what do you think the age of reasoning is? I think we discussed this. I think I've always
32.
So you barely hit it, is what you're saying, Fred.
Yeah, I'm just recently getting to that point. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I've heard the like a secular, a biblical, Dostoevsky, like, you know, that age of reasoning is around like 7. And when I say age of reasoning, I mean, you know, kind of has the ability to understand some consequences, like that the actions that we undertake have, certain consequences.
Yeah, but I think you also there's a large development phase there too.
Oh,
for the next, 20.
No. I mean, they say the brain,
Yeah.
mid 20s or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some sort of level of like understanding of there's probably going to be a consequence for this.
Yeah, I would say I would agree somewhere in that ballpark of, a kid younger than 6, 7.
Yeah, but I'm definitely
They
not
don't.
saying no.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like they're
Yeah.
understanding what you're talking about is, hey, there's consequences, and just being
Yeah.
able to, that's like, we'll get back to, but like talking about that age, like we used to, like when I see parents, like at least in my eyes and how we parented, when our kid growing up is we were super, super hard on our child when they were really young.
Yeah.
Because it's teach them before they're 6, 7, and they understand it once they get to that age, then you don't have to worry about it. Now we used to get a lot of crap from people like, oh, you guys are really hard on her. Like you're really strict on her.
You mean to spare her the rod and I'll use it on you?
Yeah, like, well, yeah, she's 3. Like she needs consistency. Like a child, just up until they're be able to understand those things, they need consistency. So now, like all the time, people are like, oh, she's just so polite and well behaved and nice and good natured and just really enjoy her company like this. Like, well, yeah. So now we don't have to be hard on her because she understands that there's consequences for your actions.
Yeah. What's harder, the 3 years that you spend being quote unquote hard, or just completely ignore them for 3 years and having the rest of their life be hard?
Right. And be running around being a terror, which, I mean, she's still got time, but I think I think a lot of that's lost on a lot of people. It's like, oh, well, they're just an infant, or, oh, they're just this, they're just that. Like, well, yeah, but that's when they need to learn how things work. Or they end up 15, you can't control them. Not that they need to control, but, well, when you let the kid do everything, whatever the fuck it wants to all the time, guess what? It's just going to keep on doing that.
Tone, how are we spelling that word?
Oh, like EPH, I think. Ephebophilia. I think it's like, I think.
Is it a real word?
It is a real word. I think pedophilia is like a catch-all, and I think ephebophilia refers to a specific ages.
Oh,
that's
okay. I
weird.
found
Like
it.
8 to 13 or something like that. Or
Is the primary sexual
Maybe.
interest in the mid to late adolescence, generally ages 15 to 19.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Amphibophilia.
Ephebophilia, is that what it is?
EPHEBOPHILIA.
Yeah, so Kyle.
Took me all that time to find that word.
That's a tricky one.
Are there any other ones besides the pedophilia, ephebophilia, breaking it down by age?
I'll circle back to that.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Saki. Saki,
Yes.
one more time.
So, taking out the 7-year-old understanding consequences, because that's obviously has nothing to do with
No.
understanding of a sexual relationship with an
Not at
adult.
all.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a good, See, I think that it comes down to this too: is everyone develops and understands at different rates. It kind of comes, and you talked about, the mental health issue and getting help and different things, and getting assistance for, people with mental health issues. I think it's difficult because it's a giant sliding scale of, all right, you have a person that may develop into, what most would consider a commonsensical adult-ish brain by 16. Some people 18 or 20. Some people, it might not be until their late 20s where they finally, their brain starts kind of solidifying, the world around them. But some people never. They're literally born that way. So it's like, what do you do? It's like you can't go back to the dark ages where it's like, oh, like, I guess you just go pull the plow in the field and that's all you do. Like,
Neurolink.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Did you? Oh yeah, I sent you that. The monkey.
Oh, I saw. So I saw a video, or I saw the headline. I didn't watch it.
Oh,
I watched
did you
yours.
watch?
I did, because remember I told you, I said the thing that pisses me off isn't how scary the technology is that damn monkey can beat me in Pong.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was wild, especially like you see him like playing it. It's like, oh, like that's super cool. But then like at the end of the video when he's playing Pong without a controller at all.
Yeah.
He's just watching it and using his brain. Like,
Well, they said the
what?
joystick wasn't even plugged in.
Yeah, well, they took away the joystick.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, yeah, because it was this monkey. So Neuralink, Elon Musk's technology, put it in I can't remember exactly what kind of. It wasn't a chimp. It was I can't remember.
Was it? It was a. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what kind of primate it was.
It was a bonobo.
It was a bonobo.
It was a lover
Yeah.
monkey.
But yeah, it learned how to play Pong with a joystick, and it would get like rewarded once it learned how to play a Pong with this like it was like a metal straw that apparently had like banana
smoothie.
Yeah, banana smoothies in it.
Banana cognac.
Yeah, and then they put the Neuralink in it, and then recorded all of his brainwave activities while he was playing, and then they essentially, instead of the joystick controlling the game, they hooked up the Neuralink to be the joystick. And
So
then-
what is that? Something they run into its brain, or did they implant it?
No, it's
Something
an
in its brain?
implant.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you could see like in the video, like the hair had just started growing back, where like they implanted this, wireless device or something, whatever, into its head, and they like connect. I can't remember how many hundreds of like little connector things they plug into your brain, but
Can they control the monkey to do anything? Like
I don't know.
Planet of the Apes, it starts talking.
I don't know. I don't.
His name is
I don't
Caesar?
think that's how the technology works.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
I
at
bet it
least
could.
slightly comforting.
Yeah, I bet it. If you reverse the technology that the brain can control the
Yeah.
Neuralink, then why wouldn't the Neuralink be?
Imagine if we sent a bunch of chimps into war.
Yeah. Planet of the Apes. Shit.
That's why I said Caesar.
Yeah.
I think that was the main one's name, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I never saw the movie. It looked too dumb. But theoretically, it's why not? Because I know like Musk talks about how it's they want to use it to help people with severe disabilities, or they lost their sight because of a brain injury or this, that, whatever. Like, that's you're controlling the body at that point somehow. You're stimulating it.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, until that thing just takes over everything.
Yeah, AI. That's the fear, right? It just takes over. It realizes like, well, I don't need this meat bag. I can just make a metal body or a titanium or whatever we figure out at that point, and they can just jump into that.
I watched a little iRobot last night.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that one either.
It's not too bad.
Oh, I thought you were.
You got something, Cass? No.
We watched a movie last night and it was terrible.
Well, what'd you watch?
Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
I remember why I don't watch movies,
Yeah.
because it was just like it could have been kind of neat, but it was just so jam packed and just ridiculous, like stupid. I'm like,
I told him we could watch a documentary. We then watch a movie, and he proceeds to get up and, I just wasted 2 hours of my life on this fucking movie.
I did he was like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Like, no wonder people like. I sat there at one point. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking, but it was like, no wonder people are the way they are, because they constantly watch stuff like this, and it's like, this is so unrealistically ridiculous. Like even the acting, like you would expect a movie like that with like Will Smith in it, like he was terrible.
Deadshot.
Yeah, like he was terrible. Like if it seemed like it was like his acting like in the beginning of his career. Like what happened to you?
It's just a paycheck.
Yeah, it seemed it's all what it was, just a paycheck for him. And I was like, I don't watch this monkey play Pong. That's more entertaining. With his brain.
I'll watch this monkey fuck a coconut. Oh, dude. I don't know if you guys saw this video, but it was so fantastic. I'm glad they're okay. I'm glad they're safe, which is why we can definitely laugh about it. I'm not going to lie. Even if they got mauled a little bit, I probably still would have laughed. But did you see the video? It's in like suburbia. And there's two cars parked in the driveway. And this dude's talking to his neighbor. He's like super friendly. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. All of a sudden, his wife has a pet carrier with a dog or a cat or something in it. And this just freaking bobcat just comes out of nowhere. And you just hear the wife like start freaking out. And she's like, screaming. The dude just, he goes over there and you hear a commotion and he gets all loud and stuff. And dude hoists this thing over his head. And dude just chucks it, man. chucks it, and it just makes a beeline right back for his wife. Oh my God. Then he's like, I'll fucking shoot it. I'll shoot it. And did you guys read what happened afterwards?
I didn't read. I just saw him come back behind the cars, and he's like holding this bobcat up in the air, and the thing's freaking out.
There's a bobcat.
He just chucks it. He's like, "It's a bobcat! It was a fucking bobcat! It's a fucking bobcat!" And the neighbor's like, "What?" He's like, "It's a fucking bobcat!"
It was awesome.
Did he end up shooting it then?
So I think it was BS what I read, but someone was like, he shot it. It had rabies.
It did look like he had a gun at one point.
He did have a gun, I think. It said like he got bit, she got bit. I don't know if any of that part's true. I saw the video. The part I said about the video is true. We watched it. The whole, did he shoot it? Did it have rabies? That could have just been a joke. Could have been BS. I don't know. Cash, you'll have to look that up and see if you can find anything follow up on the Bobcat dude.
Yeah, it was.
Do you know where it was at? I just saw the video on the socials.
I have probably Portland.
Probably.
Payback some motherfucker.
What else can go wrong out there, right? Nothing. They've pretty much done it all out there at this point.
Now they even have just both the animals have disdain.
Yeah, even the animals are like, get the fuck out of here. Like, can we have our homes back now, please? Like, guys are destroying everything out there.
The thing thought it was carry out. It was going for the snack.
Yeah. It wasn't a huge bobcat.
No,
but you could
wasn't.
tell it was. I mean, those things are not to be trifled with.
Oh, even a house cat shouldn't be trifled with.
Yeah. And it was definitely bigger than a house cat.
Well, depends on which house cat.
Yeah, what was it? That Maine
Coon,
we were
yeah.
talking about? It was a big cat. Whatever
God.
it was a big cat, and I would not want to mess with it.
No.
It did not look fun. I've seen one of those in person before.
Bobcat.
Yeah, really beautiful creatures. I wouldn't want to mess with it though.
I like it when they start like screaming at each other.
Oh, I've never heard that.
I mean, I've never heard it in
real
person.
life,
I just
but
saw videos.
Yeah, they sound crazy.
Sounds like my kids.
Yeah, have you ever seen? I don't know if it was a mountain lion or if it was bobcats or what it was, but have you ever seen the video that the cop? It's like in the middle of the night that he got called on a call.
Was it in somebody's house?
No, it wasn't someone's house. It was like it looked like he was like at the end of a cul-de-sac or something. And you see this cop out there. He's got the flashlight and he's pointing it around, and you can tell he's like looking for something. I'm assuming somebody probably heard this thing and called the cops. So he's like, he gets probably like 20, 30 feet in front of his cruiser, and this thing just screams. And it's like, he like jumps up in there. He's like, oh shit. It just runs back to his cruiser. He's like, I'm out. Like, fuck that. Like, because they are creepy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm out. I don't know what the hell that thing is. Get me out of here.
I remember watching, they were like animal occurrences, or I don't know, it was something with animals when I was a kid. I used to be big into like the predators and people getting attacked and shit. And it was like a TV series, and it talked about animals when they'd like get in people's houses and stuff. And then the one was definitely a bobcat that got into the house. And dude, it just like annihilated this person.
It's all bad.
Yeah.
It's like living in like in Canada, like get a bear coming in your house.
Yeah.
That's why we need guns, Tony.
But have more than 10 round capacities. And
yeah. That'd be all bad. That's why like there's not a whole lot around here that except deer fucking up my trees. You got something?
He did shoot it. It did have rabies.
So that's true.
She was bit.
I think, did the neighbor get bit too? I thought something about the neighbor got bit.
That's pretty wild.
The neighbor came back to check and was the one who called 911. It just said the neighbor was saying that my neighbor got attacked by a bobcat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where was it at? Did they say where?
North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. That's not surprising, I guess.
Where are the bobcats out of? Is that
His
North
last name is
Carolina?
Happy.
What? The guy or the bobcat?
The guy. Yeah, for sure.
Happy is the last name.
Happy was recorded saying, I'll shoot the fucker.
This whole story just
End
sounds
quote.
too ridiculous to be true.
I don't know. I've heard a lot more ridiculous things. Everything's ridiculous nowadays. Oh, I sent you that video because we talked about it on Was it the last time it was just us?
The
When we
Tic Tacs?
Yeah, no, the triangles.
To
Oh, yeah,
clarify,
yeah.
his first name is Happy.
Oh, his first name's Happy. That makes more
Is
sense.
his last name Gilmore?
Yeah, right.
Last name is Wade.
Oh, okay.
No way.
Happy Wade. Her name was Christy, the one who got attacked. The wife is Christy.
Happy Wade. What a name.
Anyways,
Dude,
continue.
that's a pretty damn good shot. He shot it with a pistol.
Yeah, well, unless it was just standing there. And
I mean,
coming at him.
maybe, but still.
It didn't say how many times he tried though either.
That's true.
He had a Glock. He just pumped like 20 rounds at it.
Yeah.
There's not.
Continue. That was all.
That's
Thank
crazy.
you.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when a bobcat's coming after you. Those things are fucking fast.
What about that dude that it was a juvenile one, but that cougar attacked him and he choked it out and killed it?
What?
Look that up. This was a while back. He choked it out and killed a cougar.
There's only, I guess, one way. Just grab a hold of it and
Yeah, don't let go.
yeah, get onto its back and don't let go because you are screwed. Like that. We talked about that guy before that got those out running.
Yeah.
That recorded
Oh, yeah.
that. He's like, hey, no, I'm scary. I am being scary right now.
Yeah, no, you're not, bro.
Yeah, that's when you need to strap up, and protect yourself. It's crazy times out there, crazy times. But yeah, the video, because we talked about the Navy ships being tracked or whatever. Pentagon said the video is real. It's pretty interesting. Do you think the aliens are just finally like, you guys are so fucking this thing up right now? You think they're coming?
I don't know. No, if I was an alien, I'd be like, I'm not touching that. Nope.
I don't know. Seems to be a lot of sightings lately. There's a lot of fuckery going on, that's for sure.
What are your thoughts?
I have no idea. I honestly don't know what the hell is going on anymore. I will say I'm more, not necessarily a believer, but I see the simulation theory being more applicable. Like I see it
Oh, geez.
being more justified. It just sounds so. Everything just seems so weird, like the ridiculousness of everything.
Find something, Cass?
Oh,
Yeah, it was 2019 in Colorado. He was out for a jog and he didn't have anything, so he just fought back as hard as he could. He ended up choking it out.
you know that mountain lion or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what a badass. Like, imagine that story. Like, what have you done in your life? I choked a mountain lion out with my bare hands. Do you want to have my children?
It says mountain lion attacks are actually rare. 16 people have been injured and 3 killed by mountain lions in Colorado since 1990.
I feel like the highest concentration of mountain lions is probably in British Columbia.
Yeah, you think so?
Maybe. I know there's a lot of, like, mountain lions up there.
I can see that.
So what is it, a mountain lion, a cougar, and a puma? Those are all synonymous.
Something like that. I don't know. They're all kind of, at least, I don't know.
Oh, so speaking of dudes that are badasses, there was a dude named, I think it was John Hulsdonk.
Never heard of them.
I believe he was like German, and I think this was maybe like late 1800s, early 1900s. You're gonna have to look this up. Dude was a bad ass. So there's this region over in Washington, I think, called the Ho, like H-O-H or Ha, or however the hell you say it. But it's like
State?
yeah, I think so, rainforest area, and I think it was like he moved over, and then his family raised this one girl or something, and then she came over to Iowa, so he went back and got her, and then they moved out to the Ho, and it was like this inhospitable place, very tough, and
Much like today.
yeah, he was into like timbering and stuff, and something happened to his hand. Well, he ended up like having to turn into this like outdoorsman with trapping and killing things, and dude, it said I think he killed like 150 mountain lions, 150 bears, something like that. One of them was like a giant mountain lion called Bigfoot that he tracked down, and it was like 11 foot long, something crazy like that. But he would carry stuff all the time. He would carry like packs for people that, you know, they were going out there for prospecting or whatever it was. And they said he was just like an absolute freaking beast with what he could carry. What I read was he's about 5'10", but like 220, but like jacked.
You'd have to be.
And
What was his last name, Tone?
I think it's Huelsdonk, maybe. But there was one where he carried a a stove on his back for like miles and miles and miles. And it wasn't even, it was the awkwardness of it. So he would carry like 150 and 200 pound packs for like, dude, 25, 30 miles. Like it was just going. And he would get double the pay because he carried double the weight. Well, he carried this oven on his back. And there's a story that goes, I don't know how many miles it was, 25, 30 miles, something insane. Like I think about the rucking and I'm like, dude, that's not shit compared to what this dude did. Well, this oven, and I don't know if it was a park ranger or is somebody, they were like, hey, is that thing looks heavy? And he's like, yeah, it's not that bad. He goes, but the 50-pound sack of flour I have moving around inside it kind of is.
Oh, Jesus. Guy sounds like a badass.
Well, I think all his family moved out to that region, and then it was so terrible just trying to farm and flood, and that they all moved away. And I think they were the only family that stayed out there. And so I believe that there's like a part of the forest named after him or a bridge or something.
So,
There's a book about him, The Iron Man of the Hoe.
Yeah.
The man, not the myth.
Yeah. They said he was super, like, very humble.
looks like it might have been like his, was it Elizabeth Huell's junk? Somebody, like his daughter or granddaughter or something wrote it. That's interesting. There's some characters out there.
Oh, yeah.
Some real fucking characters out there.
Well, who was telling us about the Churchill character that went into battle with his sword in like World War I and II?
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember who.
I think it was like, was it Churchill's brother or something? This dude like stormed the beach and there's a picture of him with a sword.
Why not? You know what I mean? You never know when you need a good sword. It'd be really handy. It's got to be weighted right, I guess. Swinging that thing. You imagine this shit back in like the Dark Ages when they were just swinging swords and maces at each other.
You have to be so tired.
Yeah, and that armor. I know that armor was thin, but still.
Oh, it'd be heavy. That the helmet on your neck.
Yeah.
And people are just complaining about everything these days.
Yeah, and
Go
those
put a
guys were only
fucking
like
suit of armor on.
5'5" too.
Yeah.
They're tiny little people back then.
Hobbits with suits of armor on.
Yeah, war has life has changed dramatically.
I'd go with the samurai get up. I'd have like katanas or
Speed,
samurai swords or something.
mobility.
Light, strong.
Just don't get hit.
It's true.
That's the thing, right? Just don't get hit. Just avoid it.
Yeah, I'd become a good archer as well.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just I'm gonna stand back here. I'll shoot stuff. You guys go for it. Have fun storming the castle. I'm out on that. Or just be one of the guys like running the catapult or something.
The old trebuchet.
Yeah. Is it trebuchet? I've heard of like trebucket before.
Trebucket?
I think I've heard somebody call it a
No, I think there's a catapult, and I think it's a trebuchet.
trebuchet. Probably.
Yeah, it sounds very French.
It does sound very French. It's basically the same thing, but like.
Well, I think no.
Well, is it? Well, it uses.
Yeah, the catapult I think is more like stationary arm. I think, and it launches it. The trebuchet has like some sort.
It's like a really big old school slingshot.
System.
Yeah. In a sense, those are pretty interesting. I would love to see a battle. Like, I want to sit back. I don't want to be there. Like, I want to like sit way back on a hill somewhere and watch those people fight.
Like an ancient battle with like the moat and the walls and.
Yeah, I wonder what it was really like.
Probably terrible. Yeah. Think about
Absolutely miserable.
The weather and food and sleeping.
Yeah, for days and days and months.
Yeah, disease, infection.
It'd be terrible.
Like where they go to the bathroom at?
Everywhere. Where didn't they go to the bathroom at?
Shit in their pants.
Probably. There's probably a lot of that happened too. Yeah, it's pretty incredible when you really think about how far we've come, and then we just want to squander it away.
Do you find anything on Huell's donk?
Yeah, he's got an interesting life.
Let's hear about it.
He also trapped fur-bearing animals and hunted predators, cougars, wolves, bears, and bobcats. Oh my.
Doing it all. You'd have to out there,
Oh yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, they paid like bounties for their pelts or whatever, and I think between like $5 and $50 cash is what I read, which is
That's a
pretty
lot.
significant. Yeah.
Back then, yeah.
It does talk about him being not seeking publicity, even though he was named like the Iron Man. And
The original Iron Man.
You sound like a badass.
when trails were being cut in the wilderness of the upper, is it Ho? Is that HOH? Is that what
I
Ho
like
is?
it. That's what we're going with.
That's what we're calling it the hoe.
He often strapped 175 to 200 pounds of provisions on his back and packed them up and down to the trail crews.
Jeez.
Because he was able to carry double load, John received the salaries of 2 men, which was important to his family's economic welfare.
I bet it was.
Yeah, dude, he had three daughters, and they all lived like a very long life. Like that's weird thinking about that far back. People living like a long time.
Yeah, when you're healthy, I guess, exercising, right?
Yeah,
It says by his estimation, he killed more than 150 cougars and as many bears during his lifetime. He was known as one of the greatest hunters.
I've slayed a lot of cougars, but not that many.
Cougars be crazy.
It's a wild world. It's a wild world out there.
Anything else you got for us?
That seems like an interesting fellow to hear about.
Might have to get that book.
Yeah, I have to check that out. What was it? What was it called? The Iron Man of the
Ho. HOH.
Yeah, Hulstonk.
Cool last name.
His wife's name was Dora.
and
the
she
explorer.
definitely was an explorer. They explored the hell out of it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty wild. Now look at what's going on out there. People just buying $1 million houses that they don't need.
You mean 4 of them?
Was it 40? I say you've obviously heard about
You're
that.
about to get fact checked.
I think was it 4? Or is it 3?
Isn't that what BLM stands for? Buying large mansions?
Yeah, mind blowing. I saw that. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you couldn't stick with just one. Like, it's not enough to buy one ridiculous house with all the money. There's some real fuckery going on out there, to say the least. Just wait. See, that's what I'm saying. The aliens are out there. The aliens like, you guys are screwing up out here. You got all this shit going on. Stop killing each other. Stop wasting everybody's money. That conversation, where was it? The conversation they were having about the homeless. I can't remember which. I think it was a podcast I was listening to. It might have been that discussion with Colleen Noor. They were talking about the homeless issues out in California and how much money like goes to like supporting like homeless shelters or like whatever, like for the homeless population out there. Insane.
Yeah.
It's like under like there's some place it was like $400 to $800 million a year. I think New York it was like $2 billion or something like that.
Probably spending about 100 million of that just cleaning the shit up off the streets of San Fran.
No, they don't though. That's the thing. That's the whole point. Like you have
That's so foul.
hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars going to assist the homeless, and the homeless problem is worse than it's ever been. Like, where's that money going, bro? Like
right into somebody's mansions.
yeah, right in someone's pockets. It's ridiculous. Probably Pelosi. You see how many millions of dollars she bought of like Roblox or whatever right before like that Microsoft deal kicked off.
Yeah. No insiders trading going on there.
Nothing.
Yeah, no.
It was just
SEC
nothing.
investigation.
Just like, oh, no big deal. Like, well, just the amount of fuckery that's going on. Like, I just mind-boggling. I can't wrap my brain around.
Well,
it.
I mean, dude, the fact that they're, and I'm not saying he's not guilty, but they're making the big issue of Matt Gaetz. What happened to Hunter Biden?
Yeah,
he's just walking around,
talking about
free as a bird,
talking about all
publishing stories, trying to make money off of it.
Yeah, fuckery, straight fuckery. I just don't like. I don't get it. There's just no explanation that comes like you have insider trading from Pelosi and like all the stuff with BLM that leader. I can't remember her name now, but like and all of just the corruption and the talking about the homeless, like all the money that's going to all these political things that never gets anything done. Like what's going on? Don't worry about that. We're gonna pack the court. Did you hear what he said?
No.
We're not packing the court. We're unpacking it. It's what I think it was Schumer said it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Mind blowing. Like, what do you mean you're not packing the court? Well, they're only adding 4. They only want to add 4 justices.
The strategic number 4.
It's interesting, right? Just happens to be one above.
Well,
Get
yeah.
them one above what the other side has.
Yeah, these things called constitutional laws mean
They don't matter.
nothing.
They don't matter. That's all right.
Time to move to the hoe, bro.
Something wherever Russia's not going to blow us off the map.
I'd say the hoe's closer to Russia.
Yeah, we need like Montana, like middle of Montana somewhere.
I'd be cool with that.
Maybe a little further south. Doesn't Montana get a lot of snow though?
They do.
Maybe a little further south, like Oklahoma, maybe. No,
That seems very boring.
yeah. I don't know.
I
I take boring over getting bombed.
Just got a point.
I'm game. Let's do it.
I told you we just need to. I sent him a text message. I was like, we just got to buy a bunch of land and start living off the grid and start a cult. He's like, I'm good with everything but the cult thing.
Yeah,
Thanks, Tony.
I'll pass on the cult thing.
It doesn't have to be like a cult thing, you
We
know,
just
just a.
rock Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
Get down with that.
Yeah, it's a Hawaiian shirt cult.
I think that's already created. It's called the Proud Boys.
I was thinking of Parrot Heads.
Maybe they
Jimmy
combine.
Buffett. Jimmy Buffett. That's what they call themselves, the
Parrot
Jimmy
Heads,
Buffett
yep.
Parrot Heads, sitting on a beach. No, I like Hawaiian shirts. We could just, how fucking funny that would be. Someone come out in the middle of nowhere, run across this compound. They're like, what the? They're like, oh, there's a bunch of fucking weird cult out here. And then you like walk in, it's like everyone's just wearing Hawaiian shirts. Like, this is Hawaiian Shirt Friday, guys.
Yeah, we just
like, this is the coolest cult ever.
We're not culty at all, actually.
Yeah, we just wear Hawaiian shirts on Fridays.
Yeah, we
That's
just
the only rule.
We like fun shit, and we like to do fun shit.
Yeah, I think I'd get down with that. Use our Bitcoin to cause heat and all that. I don't know. I saw someone the other day saying that you can use like Bitcoin mining machinery for all types of stuff. It's not a bad idea.
Cook your steak on a computer.
Yeah,
while they
use
mine.
Elon Musk's Starlink for internet.
There you go.
It would be solid.
I have some Bitcoin myself, Tone.
Oh, you got some?
Yep.
Nice.
I also have some money in a different stock, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, finally, I told her, I was like, just
Really adulting.
just fucking do it. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I said, that's fine. You'll figure it out as
You'll
you go.
make mistakes, and you'll make some money.
Yeah.
And lose some money. And what company did you pick up? What stock you got?
And it's just the S&P.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the spider index.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Cool.
there's not much that performs more consistently
Yep.
than that. So just if nothing else, it's educational moment, you know.
Yeah.
You might need some money so you can get
I lost like 3 cents the first day.
that'll happen.
Yeah. It's good.
I think it's a good. Well, it goes back to maybe not the cult thing, but you know, yeah, I know I was going to tie it together, but I decided not to. I don't do it. Diversification of you know your future. I think I was talking to somebody about it, and it was kind of the same conversation we had the one time about stock market and Bitcoin or this, that, whatever. They're like, I don't need that. I'm like, all right, like well, that's great, like, but what are you gonna do, like, you know, if you have some money and you're safe, okay, what's that gonna do for you in 10 years? It's not gonna do anything. Like, it's good to have some on hand, you know. I said, but what if you know your company fucking goes bankrupt that you have your pension in or whatever, and then guess what? You don't get your pension, or Social Security doesn't work out, or well, I can invest in the stock market. Okay, great, but what if that tanks? What if the dollar goes to shit? You know, what if gold goes to shit? What if, you know,
Gotta be diversified.
gotta be diversified. And if it all goes to shit, all right, you got a wood stove in your house so you can heat your house if the electrical grid
Yeah.
goes down. You
Got
know
a
what
way
I
to
mean?
get water. Got a way to
Yeah.
purify the water.
Yeah. Gotta eat. It's all about diversification.
I'm on it.
That a girl. Got to.
She invested. She's part of
Did you
Prestige
even
Worldwide.
invest, Dad? You son of a bitch. Yeah. All the things. All diversification things.
Being not on the subject of diversification, but I think for like one short podcast, maybe a 30-minute to an hour one, we should dedicate to honoring men like that. John, what was his last
tell
name
her
again?
story.
Yeah, Huelsdonk or
Huelsdonk?
Yeah, like I know there's another story about a captain, that I think it was a captain, or maybe he was. I think he was a captain. These guys were fishing, and the shark was coming towards them, and he like drug the shark out of like on the beach and saved them. It was like a 10-foot or 12-foot shark. But there's a bunch of crazy stories of dudes that were just like,
Oh, that's not a bad idea. We talked about that, like just doing like a little like mini series of different things, like just like taking little things, like maybe like read a little story here.
I feel like a book club.
kind of. But
Yeah.
when we're drinking, it's gonna be like an honoring of drunk history.
Yeah.
You ever watch Drunk History?
No.
Oh, it's so funny.
I'll fact check though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
Keep you guys in line.
So we tossed around a couple ideas, like little mini series of things that are a little more dedicated than,
Yeah.
well, we have no dedication to anything normally. So
The dedication to not being dedicated.
yeah, the randomness. It's not a bad idea. It's a really good idea. We need to have Dan back on too. I mean, we talked about that.
We do.
That'd be good too.
We
Speaking
do.
of books and whatnot.
Yeah. That we need to go see him, and then Craig's gonna be on.
Yeah, he's going to be on shortly. He's got a lot of things going on, so that's going to be an interesting.
Is he running for office, bro?
I don't think he's running, but he's getting
Endorsing.
involved with local politics.
God, that's what I was saying, man. Like it'd be so sweet to go there and get them both on. And I don't know if that guy would do that.
Yeah, well, we got to let. When's the? I mean, would that be 2022 or the midterms for? Is that governor?
Something like that.
I think
it is.
Yeah, I think it's 2022. So the governor could.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we can get him on in a little while. That'd be interesting.
It would be interesting.
I know nothing of the guy that he's having there, but I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah.
I do think it's important, as much as I know we talk about politics a lot, but I do think it's important for people to understand what's going on, because it's one of those things where you realize, like, we talked about like Jordan Peterson and Eric Weinstein and the things they were dealing with years and years and years and years ago. Now everyone's starting to see it.
Yeah.
And you have to start change, before it becomes, years later. So it's like, man, if nobody does something, or if everybody does nothing, rather, we're going to be in a world of hurt and down the road.
November 8th is the Ohio election for governor.
2022?
2022.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We got time.
Yeah, I'm going to get fucking DeWine out of there. He's a turd.
He is eligible to run for re-election
sure
for a
he
second
is.
term.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out too well for him.
Not that I don't necessarily have anything personal against DeWine, but I feel like he's just kind of like, oh, we're just going along with everybody else. Seems kind of like a dweeb. But he might be a really nice guy. I'm sure he is.
You want somebody in there like Arnold?
Arnold. I don't know. No, not necessarily like a dude like that, but he seems like he's just kind of like go with with whatever big government does.
Doesn't have his own opinion. Or...
Yeah, there's no real opinion. Like at least like Newsom. I mean, he's a giant douche, but at least like he's just kind of like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want. You know what I mean? The same thing with like DeSantis and, completely opposite.
Yeah, I think I'd take Mini Mike over them. That shit just seems terrible.
Yeah,
Mini
it seems.
Mike.
Yeah, at least there's not too many ruffled feathers.
Although
I like Abbott. I think Abbott's doing an okay job. It seems like.
Yeah.
I'd take those two over Cuomo.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
but dude, you
tell you
got to
that.
think where Abbott's at. If he wasn't doing a good job, they'd probably just lynch him and hang him in a tree.
Those
Texas.
Texans are rough down there.
Yeah. Although Mini Mike does not have a picture of an ex-girlfriend on a bear rug with him.
What?
Look that shit up.
I never heard about that.
Old Gavin Newsom.
Oh, no. Of course he does.
Look this up, Cassie.
He's such a douche. I don't know who's worse, him or Cuomo.
Ooh, I don't know.
Cuomo's kind of creepy,
Yeah.
but Newsom is just kind of like a tyrannical.
I put in his name and it just pulled up, and I put in bear and it just pulled up bear rug.
Oh yeah.
I gotta see this. I haven't heard about this. I gotta see this. You can throw it up on the.
Excuse me. Bear.
Oh, get out of here!
Oh yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Was that the chick that was with one of the Trumps?
Was it? Get out of here! That's not a bear rug. Where's the bear rug?
Oh no. That's who's with Trump right now, Junior. I think.
Kevin Newsom's photo.
I thought there was one with a bear rug. I guess not.
Well, it said bear rug.
Still just as amazing. Yeah, I don't see a bear rug in that picture.
Kimberly Guilfoyle. Yeah, that's. Yeah, that's Junior's girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, no bear rug, but still.
What a douchey picture,
amazing photo.
That's. I feel like that's him in a nutshell.
Boom. There you go. You're welcome.
Oh man. Yeah, I found it funny that nothing happened. Nothing really came out of the whole Cuomo thing either. It seemed like everyone was like calling for him to resign, and then it was just kind of like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like what? I don't know.
Yeah, one posing on the bear rug and one brushing under the rug, bro.
Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of them too that came out, and he seems like a creepy guy. I think I think he might be up for re-election too. There's no way he makes it if it is, right? There's no way.
With what's going on right now, I don't think anyone can say no way.
Yeah, that's true. Trump got elected first. God damn you, Trump. Ever since that happened, it's just been the wheels have been falling off.
Just crumble.
No rules. There's no rules anymore. I don't know. You're right. At least I'm okay with Mini Mike. When you put that into perspective.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do.
All things are relative.
Yeah. I used to think about California would be such an awesome place to live. Now I'm like, I don't think they can ever get that situation out there under control. Have you looked at any the homelessness and stuff that's it's insane.
It is insane.
I think you said it was it's almost up towards the half of, what was it? It was 60,000 homeless people, or pushing 100,000 homeless people or something like that at this point out there. What do you do with that?
Wait, hold on. What were your statistics now? How many homeless people?
I thought it was pushing 100,000.
No, it's got to be way more than that.
Is it?
Oh, way more than that. Think about their population. Los Angeles alone, or Los Angeles County, is like 10 or 11 million, I think.
No, oh, maybe the county. County.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got some homeless numbers out there?
15,000 currently homeless in Los Angeles.
That can't be right.
I mean, maybe Los Angeles, but there's a lot of, well, let's just put in California and see how many. Yeah. 128,000 in California.
Almost 129, yeah.
I figured it was way higher than that.
Well, those are just the ones that they probably are able to somewhat guesstimate, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people are homeless out there just because, they're not really. What do they call them now? They're not homeless. That's
transients or something.
No, that's politically incorrect to call them homeless. I can't remember what the new term is now. Everything changes so fast I can never keep track. It's not displaced. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what they said now, but they're homeless is not politically correct, so you can't call them homeless people. But some of those people out there, they just live. If not for all of the homeless people and all the extreme drug issues and everything out there, and the crime and whatnot, California would be the place to be homeless.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
For
the weather and everything else. Next best would maybe be, I don't know, the Gulf side. Except when, hurricanes come in, you kind of get screwed. But I don't know what you do if people don't want to do anything. I think it's a big problem now. There's a lot of people who just don't feel like doing anything. They don't want to, quote unquote, be successful or buy a house or they just want to hang out and do drugs and sit on the beach. Which, I mean, I get.
Yeah,
but,
to a certain extent.
But after a while,
yeah, it might be fun for a day or two, but when that defines your life, like,
yeah, what's the point?
Yeah,
you're just throwing it away. It's a weird scenario, and then they want to take a bunch of tax money to quote unquote help these people out
who, like you said, don't really want to be helped.
Well, yeah, most of them don't want to be helped, and then most of them don't see any of that money anyways because the politicians fucking take it.
Yeah,
that's why I think a lot of people don't realize, like, when stuff gets like government funded like that, like how much? What do you think the percentage is of money? Just on a, obviously we're totally winging just whatever random numbers, but what do you think, like, on average, the amount of government money that gets put towards a project, that money that's put toward the project, what do you think the percentage is that's actually beneficial to the project? Because a lot of people, they don't really see, like, you hire a contractor to come and work on your house. Well, you have to pay, obviously, you have to pay for supplies and those things, and you pay the contractor. But I would be willing to speculate that when the government, like, when they do these infrastructure packages, they do all these different things, it's going to special interest groups and different, like, the certain companies that want to get the work.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, a job that should cost maybe $1,000 is like, oh, it's a $15,000 job. Like, if anybody's done any type of work as a contractor for a government agency, like, they pay a lot of money. Ridiculous. Like, more money than it would ever take to get the job done. So it's like, how much of that, like, of that money is actually put to good use? Not even a guesstimate.
No. Maximum profligatory spending, I would say. Just absolute wastefulness.
Yeah.
And then, and if it does get put towards the project, like you said, either special interest groups or I think people that, oh, hey, so and so owns a construction company, or so and so, will supply us with the wood. Oh, in government contract, we're just going to mark it up some crazy amount.
So you get $100 million, fund, ends up probably could have gotten done for probably like 20 million.
Yeah. Interesting. I actually know an institution around here that, quote unquote bids go out, and a certain contractor just seems to always get those bids, even though, maybe their price is a little bit more.
It's funny how that works, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's how the government, in a sense, works too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I'm trying to think of the word. Favoritism, in a sense, or it's just already lined up from the beginning. It's kind of like when you get, like, you're like getting a promotion at some places, like, well, you have to do an interview and you have to put in your resume. Like, even though they know a certain person's getting the job, they're like, well, we got to put it out there. We were fair.
Yeah. That, so what is it? There, favoritism, like nepotism and cronyism. And I think there's one more, but is nepotism just family, or does that refer to, like, giving jobs to friends too?
Yeah, I don't know. Because you hear the term cronies passed around out. Yeah, like, pull up the definition for, what was it, cronyism?
Nepotism, cronyism. I think it's friends and family, but I could be wrong.
Nepotism, the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives or friends, especially by giving them jobs.
There we go. And then what about cronyism?
Yeah, you don't have to push this button down here. You're not hooked up there anymore. Oop, that was. You didn't spell with a Y, huh?
Cronyism, the appointment of friends and associates to positions of authority without proper regard to their qualifications.
So that's more of the, like, government, like, putting people in power. And,
yeah. Like, how the hell did that person get in?
Yeah, which I feel like is 80% of politicians.
Yeah.
Because they just don't care. I think that's where I think that's what's fucked us. And no one cares. It's kind of like a police officer at this point. Who the fuck wants to go and be a police officer? Not too many people.
Sure.
Because they look at that and go, why would I want to do that? Why would I want to get into government? I don't want to do that.
Vagrant. Was that the word?
No, they wouldn't use that either. That's way too.
Oh no, it's listed as one of the words.
No,
too.
it is. But I'm saying there's a new politically. There's like a new politically correct. The unhoused or something like that. And I think it might be what they
Well,
call
this one
them.
says that it recommends saying just calling them collectively people without housing, people without homes, or vagrant.
Sounds like homeless.
Yeah, it's fucking yeah. That's what like
Well, you're
this-
without a home,
Yeah.
less a home.
This is an individual without a home.
It also says that we shouldn't call collectively the elderly.
So what are we supposed to? They are a collective group of people that happen to be older than us.
Geriatrics.
I don't know. I feel like it's the same thing where people say you shouldn't say I'm diabetic. You should say I have diabetes. Or if you're talking to like a patient or a friend, you shouldn't say, oh, they're diabetic. It's the same fucking thing.
Semantics.
Y'all are
right?
just too soft. That's what it is. I don't know how one could be offensive and one could not. It's not offensive. It's a fact.
Yeah, it's a combination of a phrase you put together into one word.
It's supposed to be the mindset of I'm not my disease. That's not. No, you have it.
Compound word.
You don't have a house. You're fucking homeless. Like I'm sorry, but that's literally what it's called.
Less. You are less of a home. Yeah.
Instead of giving them a new name, let's just not be dickheads about it. And I don't know, help figure out a solution. Why are we spending so much time coming up with new goddamn names that aren't going to help anybody?
Do you want the megaphone yet?
Sorry,
She got her.
I love it.
stepping off the box now.
No, I like it.
Yeah. Well, that point exactly is why are we wasting all this time where we take of, well, we shouldn't call them homeless. We should call them a group of people that do not have homes. Yeah, that's what homeless means. Like, the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it anymore. The world has lost its mind.
At the bottom of this article, though, it says, so now it's talking about the correct names or the correct way to talk about somebody who's disabled or has special needs or handicapped. The very last line of this says, even among the disabled people, there's still not always a consensus on which term should be used. So we're going through all of this, yet this group of people that we're discussing,
Even
Can't
there,
come to
they
a
can't
general
even
consensus themselves.
because some of them don't give a fuck.
yeah. Well, it's like there was for a long time it was the discussion of people that are shorter than normal. Like, and yeah, I've heard a lot of them talk about like, well, what do you prefer to be called? They're like, I don't fucking care. I'm little person. The M word, I don't D word. There's all these definitions for different things. Like, and they're like, yeah, most of them are like, yeah, we don't fucking care. Like we're little. You can call us little people midgets, or I don't know what the word is, but it's like, I don't know, like we just all goes back to that. We have so much time to worry about stupid shit because we're not actually concerned about the big issues. Once you look like you're about to rant again.
No, it's just, I know that I give you shit all the time because you're like, it goes back to intent. And I'm like, yeah, but sometimes I feel like that's just a cop-out. But really, just don't be a dickhole to these people. And when I say these people, I am just talking about different groups.
What you mean,
What do
those
you mean
people?
these people?
To clarify, that's what I mean. Just random groups of people that have labels
Maybe
for
you should've
whatever
said that.
reason. And, you know,
Such a labelist.
not be mean.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Now, if you have a friend who is, I don't appreciate if you call me a midget. I actually have dwarfism. So, and then you continue to call him a midget, then you're just a fucking asshole.
Right. Well,
You know, so
Yeah.
it's all individual, you know, like, just like, not Glenn, Gary was here and he was like, dude, I just can't get into all of this shit. Like, I don't watch TV. I don't get on the social, you know, but if he would have had a specific opinion or thought collectively, that would all be respected, you know, and we would dive into that or just leave it all alone or whatever. But he's like, I can't, I don't give, you know, it's just different. Anyway, just throwing that out there.
well, I like you said, I think it all goes back to intent. because everybody's feelings and everyone's preferences and all those things are different. It's like the whole Peterson conversation about transgender folks. Like, he was against making, using certain pronouns into law. He's like, no, that's not right. Like, you can't compel me to say a certain thing or not say something. Like, I will call you what you would like to be called. I have no problem doing that. And those are your, like, and you have all the rights to do whatever you want to do. But to, like, at the same time, using that same argument, like, there's going to be two people that fall in the exact same category that probably would like to be called two different things. So, like, going back to the intent of a group, just saying something, like, if I said homeless people, well, if I had a guy sitting here that was right beside me, he's like, hey, I don't like being called homeless. I like to be called, without housing. Okay, I'll call you that. But, like, it doesn't make me a shitty person just because I use the word homeless. Like, people are individuals, like you said.
Yeah, I think people are just getting caught up on, because it's all these nouns of what not to use, right? Like, since when does a single word define somebody? But that's what they're saying, like, that doesn't define me. Well, nobody said that it does. Right. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I think it's gone so far now where they're almost like shooting themselves in the foot. Those people, like, they're coming so full circle. Like, they're like, cancel culture is canceling cancel culture in a sense. Yeah, like, when you, like, because you see that there's been a couple of instances recently where someone that's been, like, hard on the whole canceling thing or whatever, and then all of a sudden, someone pulls up, they said something that was offensive, and it was like, whoa, I mean, it's like, oh, now you see, like, it's coming full circle now, or somebody can quote unquote cancel you for anything they want because they were offended. And there will be some fucking dickheads on the internet that were able to find it and they get offended too. And now it's like, dox this person or cancel it. Like,
yeah, it reminds me of that, what was that ancient, like an Ouroboros or whatever it is? Like that snake that just eats its tail. Yeah. And it just, dude, it's just going to consume itself, man. Mm-hmm. Or a self-licking ice cream cone.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not. We're not even a tail because that's like, or not even a snake because that's just like too scary and dangerous. America is a fucking self-licking ice cream cone at this point. Like, we're just destroying our soft serve selves.
That's a great T-shirt.
Yeah. That's what we've got to. Meanwhile, Russia and China just come in here and go, oh, we like soft serve. Just take everything. The laughability that's what's scary to me. When you see, like, China and Russia just look at us and they're like, look at these idiots. Like, you guys don't even see what's going on. I feel like that histo map is going to get a little bit more disproportionate as the years go on. But like Cass said, just don't be a dick, right?
Yup. On that note,
just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
And she was the one who got worked up this time.
I like it. I like it.
Don't be a dick. Thank you for hanging out with us on this episode.
Appreciated as always. And if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or guest suggestions, leave them in the comments after you subscribe to the channel, or visit chroniccuriosity.com to get in contact with us.
And the store, which you can pick yourself up some fantastically curious merchandise.
Until next time.